Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to live stream Banknifty Straddle options data from NSE using Python. Okay, streaming multiple option strike prices is not an easy task. And in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to take two options, one from call and one from put, and we are going to live stream the data, and we are going to see how much profit and loss we would have made if we have entered at 9:20 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so let's start. As usual, let's go to the NSE website. So what we are going to do is we are going to go to the market data menu section, and we're going to click on the option chain option, and we're going to go to the bank nifty option chain data. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to select the in the money call option and put option over here, and we are going to live stream the data. Okay, so need just make sure that you are actually trying out this code when the market is actually active. Okay, when the market is closed, this code will not be working. Okay, uh, so let's go over here. 46,400 is the ITM price. Based on the coloring, I can see that 46,400 is the in the money uh, strike price. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the call side strike price over here, and it's going to take me to another tab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the HTTP request details over here, and I'm going to stream the data. Okay, so let's click on F12 and open the developer tools. We don't see any details over here, so let's refresh the page in order to actually see the HTTP request which is going on. Okay, and if you are someone who has been following my videos, means you will know that the HTTP request usually will be residing in the very last part over here. Yeah, look at this chart data by index. So I'm going to actually select this, and to know if it is a HTTP request, just look for this column type. So you will see XHR. So just click on the HTTP request and you will get the data. So let's look at the raw data over here. Okay, the raw data is not, oh, okay, here it is, I'm sorry. So if we look at the raw data over here, it should be without pre-open. Okay, so let's select the HTTP request and we can see the data also over here. So what we are going to do is we're going to create a header value and emulate the Google Chrome browser, and we're going to get the data and stream it live. Okay, so let's open the uh, let's open the IDE which we are going to work on. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to import the packages. Okay, so once I have done importing the packages, I'm going to create the header variable in order to emulate the uh, browser. Okay, so let's update the cookie values and the referrer uh, values over here. Okay, so let's get the referrer and the cookie from the HTTP request. So the cookie is over here. Let's copy that first. Okay, all right, and once we have the cookie value, let's get the referrer. Okay, so the referrer data is over here. Let's paste it. You can find the other variables, other header characteristics I have mentioned over here in the dev tools. Please spend time to understand it. Okay, so I have created the header variable also, so now it is fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the URL from the HTTP request, because I need to know which URL is actually triggered in order to get the data. Okay, so I'm going to create a variable called call underscore URL, and I'm going to say I'm going to copy paste the value over here. And if you see over here, 46,400 value is mentioned over here. Here it is mentioned as CE meaning call. So if we just change it to PE, it will be put to URL. Okay, so I'm going to create a put URL, and I'm going to uh, rename this to PE. Okay, so now I have the call and put URL from where I can get the data. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a response. I'm going to create a response variable where I will be getting the data directly. Okay. I'm going to create a call response variable where I'm going to place the URL over here along with the header I have created. So I'm going to say call URL in the URL section and headers in the header section. Okay. And if you are new to this, we have done like updating the cookie for each and every request. The good thing with streaming multiple strikes is that you don't need to actually get another cookie for the put variable. You just need only one cookie and it will start to stream. Okay. So let's actually put a request over here. And once I give the request, as I can see, it is actually taking some time, 4 seconds. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the same for put. Okay. So I'm going to change this to put URL. And if you see over here, we got a cookie for call uh, call strike, and for put strike also the cookie is working. Okay. So that's how this works. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually convert the response into a data frame. Okay. So I have created, I have actually extracted the data from the JSON data over here. Okay. So I'm going to do a simple head. And as you can see over here, we are getting the data perfectly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a put data frame also so that I can actually get the data for put variable also. Okay. So now let's do a put bn dot head. Okay. So we are getting the data perfectly. As you can see over here, above is call and the below is put, and the data is in fine shape. So whatever we have done so far, it's actually just getting the data. We're not live streaming it yet. Okay. So let's do some minor changes to the data over here before we proceed to live stream. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the column names first because it's saying 0 and 1 over here. I'm going to change it to timestamp and price for the above two data frames. And once I have converted it and once I have given the column names, I'm going to actually change the epoch times to normal readable for time. Okay. Now let's put a timestamp conversion, and we got both of them converted properly. Now just for fun, I'm going to actually plot the call data. Okay. So let's see how the call data is actually has moved throughout the day. Okay. So we see like it started around 470. It had a really big spike around and it reached nearly 750 and then it came down. Okay, yeah, fine. And now I'm going to plot the data for put also. The reason why we are plotting is for two reasons. One, we are actually trying to see how the data has moved. And another thing is sometimes the data might be missing also. So if you want to do some quality checks, you can actually see the chart and see if there are breakages in the data. Okay. So now we have the data in place. Everything is in place now. Now what we are going to do is we're going to create a code that will actually refresh every 1 minute and get the data directly from the NSE server using the above code which we have written. Okay. So now let's start with importing the necessary packages first. Okay. So I'm going to import the time, date time and the PyTZ packages. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to define the time zone because I'm from India and I'm actually getting the data for India. So I'm going to set the time zone to India. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the current time, and once I get the current time, I want it to make sure that if a minute actually has passed using this condition. Okay. Now each and every time a minute crosses, I will be able to update this variable so that I can make sure that when the current minute actually has passed, I will be able to get the data. Okay. So let's create a while loop. Okay. And in that while loop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say when the minute is actually updated, meaning when the minute starts, I have to refresh the request and get the data directly from the NSE server. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy paste everything whatever I have done above to the below code. Okay. So I have the call URL and put URL over here. This is a variable, so I don't need to worry about this. Let's copy the call response first. Okay. Let's copy the call response. Then let's get the put response. Okay. And just like this, I'm going to do it for all the uh, things we have done. Okay. All the steps we have done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the same call bn and put bn data frames. And once the data frames are ready, I'm going to rename their column names to timestamp and price. And once the columns are renamed, I'm going to convert the epoch time to normal time. And once that is also ready, I'm going to create a variable called call entry and put entry. Okay. So basically what we are doing is we are saying that today, that is 20, I'm sorry, 2nd February 2022. So let's rename it to 2nd 2022. Okay. In today's date at 9:20, I'm going to enter the straddle. Okay. So I'm going to put it as call entry and put entry. Basically, it will get the values at the time when when it was 9:20 exactly. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like three variables. Okay. One for getting the call side profit and loss, one for creating the put side profit and loss, and the total profit and loss. Okay. So call side, we are going to get the very latest value by using the tail command. We are going to do the same for put data frame also. We're going to get the last value to see what is the very recent price so that we can actually get the profit and loss. Bank Nifty actually has a lot size of 25. That is what you're seeing over here. So that's why it's multiplied by 25. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream the price using a print command. Okay. I'm going to say call PNL and put PNL. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to straight away get the values from here, call PNL and put PNL, and I'm going to stream the data over here. For reference, I'm going to actually put the latest timestamp value and the latest put price also to know what is the existing trading price for both the sides. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create a small condition saying that check the response every 0.1 seconds. Okay. Now this is like the judgment time. Let's run this code and this code will fetch the data each and every 1 second. Okay. So let's see what the time is. It's around 2:23. So let's run this code. Okay. Now as you can see over here, we have started streaming the data and we can see that we would have had like nearly 1,000 rupees worth of profit. Okay. So let's wait and see the other requests which are coming in. Okay. We'll just wait for like 2-3 minutes. Now as you can see over here, we waited for another few minutes and we can see that the PNL is getting updated. We would have actually had about 1,300 rupees in profit, and yeah, so we were able to stream the data properly. So the code is working fine. And thank you everyone. If you are someone who is looking at this video unsubscribe, please subscribe. And I focus on channel stock market, the data analysis and algorithmic trading in this channel. So please subscribe and like this video. Thank you.